fact, there are different sects, like religious sects, S-E-C-T-S, sects, in the Middle East, in Jerusalem, that claim they know where the cave is that's supposed to be where Jesus was buried. And there's like different groups with different caves. And I was thinking, that's just like religion, isn't it? To tell, depending on which church you go to, they tell you which hole you can use. There are archaeologists, like professional archaeologists, looking for the final resting place of the historical Jesus, maybe in Jerusalem or the Sea of Galilee. If you remember your Bible, the Sea of Galilee is right next to the land of Hanali, where another group of archaeologists are looking for the fossilized remains of a magic dragon and a very sad little boy. But they're never going to find those fossilized remains because sealing wax and string does not fossilize. Autumn mist does not fossilize. I've seen all the Jurassic Park movies. I think I know how fossilization works. Teach philosophy classes at a nearby college. Sometimes students will ask me if there was like a real Jesus or if there was a historic Jesus. And I actually don't get like too controversial with students in the classroom. So I usually just say like, well, I don't know, but I know that in the, if you study the New Testament, there's a character called Jesus, and let's see the stories and what we can learn. And there's probably some wise things in there, like the Beatitudes. That's the Sermon on the Mount. That's the blessed are the cheesemakers. That's fine. But I don't agree with everything that you hear Jesus saying in the New Testament. For example, you probably know the story where he's like coming into town. He comes across a group of elders, and they're about to like stone this hooker. And then he like comes up and says, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. I don't like that. That's too open to interpretation. Like somebody could go, well, I'm without sin, let's stone that bitch. Right? I know Jesus used like parables and metaphors and things, but sometimes he should have just been more direct. Like he could say, don't stone the hookers. What's wrong with that? If I were to be able to write the Bible, in fact, I know I would say consenting adults can use whatever hole they want and don't stone the hookers. That'd be like 2 of my commandments for sure. Would at least be that. Now here's another fun fact. The year before, when the Supreme Court overturned Roe, I had students in class who sometimes ask me about abortion and Roe and abortion rights. And again, I don't get super political with students. I just try to give them information so they can think about things themselves. And here's the fun fact I learned. I was watching a TV debate about abortion, and there are people from both sides, and both sides were using an expression. And I got to wondering what this expression actually means. The expression is late-term abortion. So I said, I hear people say that all the time. What does that mean? I went onto the old WebMD, did a quick search of late-term abortion. You know what comes up if you do that? Nothing. There's actually, medically and scientifically speaking, no such thing as a late-term abortion. It is like a political opinion and a person's opinion. And if it's your opinion, then you be you. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying it's not like a scientific thing. If you do a little research, you'll find out that different states and even different countries around the world have a different definition for late-term abortion. It can be 22 weeks or 20 weeks or 19 weeks. So you know it's not scientific. It's just pundits arguing about shit, right? And if I'm having a debate about important social policy, again, you can be pro-life or pro-choice, but let's talk about the facts. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. And I can illustrate this for you. Let me give you an example. Jesus is not the only one who can use a parable, okay? Imagine that you're baking muffins, and the muffins take 15 minutes to bake. After 10 minutes, that is not a late-term muffin. If you think a muffin after 10 minutes is a muffin, then you fucking eat that muffin. But you can't just make other people eat the muffin because you think it's late-term. Do you know that some people think that after 5 minutes, a little crust starts to form over the top of the muffin, and that little crust makes it a muffin. If you think the little crust after 5 minutes makes a muffin, then you can fucking eat that muffin. But you cannot just call it a muffin and make other people eat the muffin. Some people think it's a muffin as soon as you put your whisk into the batter. If you think that's a muffin, then you fucking eat that muffin. But you can't just make other people eat the muffin because you think it's a... Some people think it's a muffin if you spill your blueberries on the floor. Blueberries on the floor are not a muffin. But if you think, then you can fucking eat those muffins. But you cannot spill blueberries on the floor. This is what I'm saying. If I could rewrite the Bible, consenting adults can use whatever holes they want. Don't stone the hookers, and other people's muffins are none of your goddamn business. All right, my name's Jerry Duffy. Please enjoy the rest of the show.